here at QBP, it's a very open environment, and that they foster a lot of growth. So in that regard, I get to take on projects that I'm really interested in. So I like the nerdy stuff, like running numbers and doing analytics and making spreadsheets and models that ultimately lead to action that management can take. So we can say, okay, this is the information that we have. If we do this investment of this amount, the probability is high that we will improve the business in this way. It's fun to see the results and see things turn out kind of like you expected. So my name is Obaid Ghani, and I'm a supply chain analyst at Quality Bicycle Products. Our process starts at really forecasting what our customers will buy. And so if we take that forecast and then we pipeline our orders with vendors in Taiwan, Europe, other parts of Asia, US, and say, okay, this is what we need and when we need it, and our systems will make that recommendation. My hours are flexible as long as I get the work done, so it's kind of a results-based company. So sometimes I come in at 7, sometimes I come in at 9, depending on the day. The typical busier day of the week for me is Monday, where I come in and kind of look at everything that changed from the previous week and plug those into different databases and use that to say, okay, this is where we were, this is where we are, and this is where we should be. And then I have things that will run exceptions on it, say, okay, these are the exceptions that you should look at. We have buyers and we have planners. They have kind of just slightly different job roles. So I primarily work with those guys and the management team. And so, we're always continuing to optimize our inventory investments. So both on the dollars, space, transportation, kind of on all those fronts. So as I started here in the warehouse, I was just working in the picking, packing, and labeling area, just packing boxes, shipping out to our customers, and there was a lot of opportunity for participation in process improvement projects. We had a big project in packing that I was a part of, and we were able to save like $100,000 a year. So obviously it's technical that you have to be proficient in, kind of step one, but after that it's really important to have good people skills or interpersonal skills, because you're constantly communicating with people and collaborating with people and trying to get them to change their behavior, a way that they're doing their job. You have to approach it in a way that they can receive it and understand what you're saying. And then I moved to an analyst role because that's really where I wanted to be. I was interested in kind of combining business and the healthcare industry, so that's why I had a custom degree in biology and finance. After that, finance incorporates lots of things like statistics and just general analysis, and that was a good lead into supply chain analyst. Most analyst positions, regardless if it's financial, supply chain, or a business analyst, you should be able to get your hands on data. I use a lot of Microsoft Access, Microsoft Excel, and SQL Server. As we get bigger, company gets bigger, we're using Microsoft SQL Server or other Oracle data, or OLAP databases they call them. It's usually some kind of SQL language where you're writing a query to extract the data that you want, and from there you can take that data and put it in Access or Excel and do your analysis on that. My job, particularly as it helps the environment, is really about optimization. So we're trying to reduce waste, reduce cost for transportation, storage, and also help our dealers, the independent bicycle dealers, do business as well. If we do our part in the supply chain planning and our inventory and having the right product at the right time, then the shop doesn't have to worry about carrying a lot more, ordering directly from Taiwan. In Taiwan, we have a contact, a third-party consolidator, that will ensure that even though we order from 20 different vendors, that person will consolidate all that product into one container. So instead of shipping a bunch of half containers or half empty containers, we got one complete container that's being shipped in. We're conscious about our impact on the environment, so we take a lot of initiatives, like our building is Gold LEED certified. We have a company goal that everybody volunteers at least once, and we throw on lots of events throughout the cycling community as well. A lot of companies are starting to add this position, so even though QBP is a pretty progressive company, I was the first person that was hired in as a supply chain analyst. And that's true for kind of outside of QBP as well. Now more and more colleges are offering majors in logistics and supply chain planning, which wasn't as common when I was going to school. And more companies are starting to post for these positions to ultimately optimize their operations and save costs, and also helps out the environment. Get good at the technical pieces like software applications like statistics and Excel and Access. Math is kind of important. Next step is to really make the recommendation. That's where interpersonal skills come in. So really be good at communicating complex terminology. So it's a growing field. It's becoming a necessity because everybody's trying to reduce waste and reduce their impact, and it's good for the environment, but also it impacts the bottom line. So these positions, I think, are going to be only growing in the coming years.